Stay puppy. Hey, get her that door, Jackie. All right, look here. We're really proud to be here. We're proud to be cooking on a Bubba Grill. We think that Bubba Grills gives us the best chance to win because they're consistent in the barbecue pit, and I think that's the most important thing. For us to be consistent on the, you know what? Let's turn around.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I'm going to mess this up, yes. That's pretty embarrassing, ain't it? All right. Hey, look, it can only get better from here. That's right. That's exactly right. Anyway, the Bubba Grill does us a great job. And the way it works, we're able to put our hickory and our peach wood through our chamber right here on the side. It goes into a cooking chamber where the heat and the smoke comes up, reflects off the water pan. And when we get the water pan, we get the water above the boiling point of water, then it makes steam, obviously, which makes a moist cooking environment, which makes a moist product. So that right there is our whole hog. Everybody wants to take it. Thank you, very pretty. To me, this is the way a hog should look. A nice mahogany color, not real dark. We got the hog. The hog comes from C&B Processing out of Milledgeville, Georgia. They do a great job for us getting us a hog. We go there and get the hogs killed on Wednesday. They let them hang all day Wednesday. We pick them up on a Thursday, and then we cook them on Friday morning. We think the consistency as far as from the time we pick him up to the time we put him on the grill has a lot to do with the quality of the meat. We think the way they feed them, that it comes from a farm off of Wrightsville, Georgia, we think that has a lot to do with the quality of the meat. And then we think the flavors that we put into them has a lot to do with the quality of the meat as well. So when we get this hog, we do a little trim work. You notice we separated the hog from the Boston bud. We trimmed out the ribs. We do that so I can get my injection in points in places that I normally couldn't. And it gives me easier access. In a minute, I'm going to take you up to the table. Stephen's going to come up and get this hog for us, and he'll be able to access the different pieces of meat a lot easier. Once we did the trim work, we put an apple juice-based injection into them. It's apple juice, white vinegar, salt, sugar, and a little hot sauce. We mostly use the hot sauce for color more than anything. It ain't that we're trying to overpower it. We just we put the injection into it. We put about 3.5 gallons through all parts of this hog. We put it in the shoulder, the loin, the ham. Obviously, we hit the bacon, the jaw meat. Every portion gets injection. Then once we do that, we put a mustard slather and Italian dressing marinade on the exposed portion right here. And the reason we do that is so our rub will adhere to the meat, and we also like the flavor of the marinade. Once we put our rub on the hog, he comes to the barbecue pit, cooks at 250 degrees for roughly a 19 to 20 hour cook window. And I say roughly because every piece of meat's different. When the internal temperatures of these, when the loin gets to 185, the ham gets to 190, and the shoulder gets to 195, that's what we feel like it's the most pristine and the best it possibly could be. We'll remove the heat off the hog at that point and let him rest, okay? This hog has been resting, waiting for the final time here for several hours now. I think the resting stage of the hog is just as important as any other stage. If you don't let a huge cut of meat like this rest, you will not be as good. So I think that's very, very important.
What size hog was it?
It was 193 pounds pre-cooked weight. And then we put, like I say, about 4 gallons of injection in him. So he's over 200 pounds coming to the barbecue. So, and you have to have consistency in the cooker here in order to get a big, huge cut piece of meat like it's done in time. Because like I say, we got him done in 19 hours or so. And so you have to make sure you have consistency here in order to have consistency at the table on your prep. If everybody will have their seat, I'll introduce the sauces and the rubs to you.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
All right. First sauce India's gonna pour out is our dark sauce here. That's a sweet red sauce. It's got a lot of got molasses in it. It's got corn syrup. It's got a little white pepper. It's got a little cayenne pepper. Good sweet rich sauce. I'm gonna start pouring sauce just to help out with time-wise. This right here, sauce that I'm pouring, is our Revolution sauce. It's a little spicy. Not much more of a kick. A little bit more of a kick. Like every everybody tries right, brother. The orange sauce here is a hybrid sauce. When I say a hybrid, it's equal parts of vinegar, tomato, and mustard. It's got jalapeno peppers in it. It's got onion chunks and garlic chunks, and it's a real thick sauce. And we take it and we puree it up and make a real thick sauce, and then we liquefy it with apple juice. And we think that all of our sauces complement our meat very well. And we certainly think that our barbecue can stand on its own. It does not need any sauce. But at Dixie-Que, we make 3 sauces, so we put 3 on the table. Hopefully y'all will all like them and think y'all comment.
Barbecue sauce is kind of like mom's pumpkin pie, depending on what you grew up with, that determines what you consider to be real barbecue sauce. So we don't want to offend anybody.
I can certainly talk while you eat, so you go right ahead.
They call it the other white meat for a reason. A modern hog does not have the fat content that the old-fashioned lard hogs had. In fact, a piece of modern pork loin has got less fat in it than bone skin chicken breast. So we feel like if we retain some moisture in there throughout that 19-hour, 20-hour time, that we've done what we set out to do. You know, not to mention that it's also the smallest piece of meat in there. You know, it's only that big around. And you're cooking a 200-pound hog, so it's it can be tricky to not overcook it and not dry it out.
And it's also the closest piece of meat to the fire. Y'all notice we cook our hog skin side down. We use the belly as a bowl, but what that does is that puts the loin right there above the heat source. So in order for us to cook that loin 19 hours on that grill and still retain this much moisture in it, and still have the character in the meat that we have, certainly it goes along with the cooker and the process. Try a little bit of ham meat. Ham is a little different texture. Got a little bit more fat content. One thing that we think we've hit our flavor consistently through this hog. I think what the injection that we put, you should be picking it up when you taste the shoulder meat, when you taste the ham meat, when you taste the loin. That's certainly what we're intending.
Like injection. Really, all of that takes back some only there to complement or highlight the flavor of the pork. It covers up that little taste, but we don't put anywhere near that much. Just to make the flavor look bit better, not to cover it up. Because we really believe, we really sincerely believe that hog meat can stand on its own. The flavor should be good enough on its own.
The easiest thing to do is to cook this hog to the point that it falls and pick off the bones. Anybody can cook it till it's overcooked That's easy. The hard part of cooking a hog is having consistency all the way through the hog. Having the ham, having the loin, having the shoulders, all at the pristine time at the right time. We think the cooker does a wonderful job for us. We think the Bubba Grill, with this consistency in the pit, like we were talking about earlier, does a great job making a nice, moist, consistent tender product to the guys. Okay. Steve, you got any part paper right here? All right. We're real proud of our bar folks. We got nice tender bar here. You know, and the bar pieces we're giving you represent every single flavor we put on this hog, okay? It represents the smoke that we got from our hickory and our peach. It represents the Italian dressing marinade that we put with the mustard slab. It represents the rub, the glazes. Every part that you taste on that bar is everything that we put in it. You gonna bring us some dessert, Stephen?
Yeah.
All right. What y'all think so far? Think so? Great. I know we started on the wrong hog box. I cooked the hog last time on that grill just to give me some kind of why we started there backwards. But I knew it was only going to improve from there. So. Well, they look similar and right. Yeah, the folks that look at the folks at Bubba Grills, you know, they do a terrific job building cookers. And this trailer, they really did an excellent job building. We give them our input on what we thought would help cook a Memphis barbecue contest, and they took our request and made it. And one thing I like, I know that we're not supposed to judge this bacon, and I'm sure we're not going to judge it. But what I like to show y'all is the consistency, okay? Whenever you cook the ham, you cook the loins, and you cook the shoulders, and the center of the hog has still got texture and moisture like it does. And y'all can see it's very moist.
I'm ignoring the fact that he has piled this up, so I won't.
Well, you know, I understand that final judgment of Memphis barbecue is hard work. I know that, you know, by the time you get through with your number 9, you're probably going to be tired of looking at barbecue. That's why I've got your husband come back to get you a pallet take home with you. Right. So I've already got that planned out. Look here, folks. When it comes down to putting a consistent product on the table, you got to have a consistent team, consistent processes. I think we've got this here at Dixie-Que. Everybody here at Dixie-Que can do every single thing. Only thing they need me for is sponsorship, okay? Other than that, I assure you, they don't need me to cook barbecue, okay? I think we did a great job with the hog, certainly hope y'all think that as well. One thing that I would like to ask y'all is we can't win this contest without your 10. And we want your 10, I assure you. And I'm not afraid to ask for it, okay?
Thank you, Dixie-Que.
Yes, ma'am. And now she's going to make y'all leave after we got to the 10. Y'all know that. Well, look here, thank y'all very much. And we'll see y'all just a little bit, okay?
Thank y'all.
Thank you.